Hey everyone, this is Blackbinder, and welcome back to the Let's Play of Tales of Maj'eyal with the Necromancer on Insane. Alright, we are done with the Tier 1 dungeons, and now we have a choice to make. We can either go up and side with the Assassin Lord, or we can go to the Tier 2 dungeons. I really don't... There's not much point in doing the Assassin Lord right now, because it doesn't give you a ton of experience, and it can be very dangerous, so we're just going to avoid it for now. We're going to do the maze first. I almost always do the old forest first in the past, but someone made a good point. I like the old forest. It's easy, and there's a lot of trash mobs in there for experience, but you run the risk of losing an escort. So, because escorts don't spawn in the sandworm lair or the maze, so that's where I'm gonna start going from now on. But if you don't care about escorts, I would always go old forest first, and then just run away if you run into a rand boss you can't kill. Same as everywhere, really. Drake's Bane, not bad. 25% more damage against dragon and reduced damage from dragon, 20% stun freeze immunity, knockback immunity 40%, and 6 strength, and decent base damage. I'm checking if they have more runes that I can use. Some of those were decent infusions, but I'm trying to stay away from them. Alright, Shielding Rune, Shatter Afflictions Rune, and a Blink Rune. That we'll have to do for now. Oh god, I never learned a new infusion when I learned one. Or I never got the new one when I picked it for my level 10 point. Alright. So now we can start bumping up Runeskin. And we'll also put a point in Spikes of Decrepitude, now that we can actually use it. That's right, we need to get willpower up to 25, which isn't a total waste because we do get mana from it. This guy says he's getting annoyed by an enemy with a range 10 beam pelting him. I was like, yeah, it's annoying. But he thought maybe taking off his light would help him escape. I don't know why I went up here. I wasn't thinking. Oh well. If you ever get here, and the Assassin Lord is very difficult to kill when you're lower level, but you can at least get to him usually, and then just side with him, because both of them are close at least. Oh god, this guy is a Doombringer. Not good. Just side with him, and that way you don't have to fight him. God dang it. Let's hope his flames don't hit very hard. What do we want to do here? I want to get away from him, but let's use our blink because it's instant, right? No, it is 100% of a turn. That is dumb. Should be instant. Alright, we got him good. Fearscape is very dangerous. Well, I always think it's dangerous because the Grand Corruptor will use it on me and I will die pretty much every time, so. Unless you are very defensive with fire resistance and or if you have a dispersion rune, you can disperse it, but Like, actually surviving a Fear Escape long enough for his Vim to run out is very difficult. Because he's also pelting you at the same time. Ooh, crit multiplier. A decent amount, 15%, but no. Alright, let's go ahead and open this. Kill them. But don't hit the guards. I think there's a guard here and a guard here. You know what? Let's just go over here. Because if you hit... I don't want to aggro the other guards because I don't remember if the dude gets pissed or not. Ooh, a purple one. Alright, I thought there might be some treasures. No, wait. Well, I suppose it's better than dying. Decent amount of spell power, but that's it. Otherwise, it is a lackluster staff. He just linked a mean-looking elven guard. I think it's a Reaver. Well, it's got Overkill. Yeah, it's got to be a Reaver. It's got Infestation. I would just avoid it if you can't kill it. Alright, do we have anything we can give to this guy? Rod of Annulment. There we go. We finally found a use for it. I'm coming up here because I want to check out the staves and mostly the rings, but there also might be some runes. Runes and rings are the main things, but sometimes, very few times, they can have decent staves or at least decent wands. But I almost never count on it. There's the birdie. Yeah, look at that. 3 spell power. That's awful. Shielding wand is not bad because you have a bunch of pets that you can shield to. But that's not a decent amount. That's only 116, so we're not going to get it. Nope. Nope. Decent. Nope. Alright, now that we're done shopping here, we can actually sell everything we don't want. I wait until you've already looked for everything before you sell it, because you don't want them to get in your way. Let's go ahead and keep our Citrine, because we're going to use it to make a ring or two, I think. Because I like light radius, and all these other ones, the bonuses are too small to matter, so. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that Shatter Affliction rune. It's no good. Not Celia, it's Cynthia, or it's Celia, not Cynthia. The Necromancer. Oh, here we go. 505 shielding rune. That is a really high amount. The cooldown's not amazing, but it's a good amount. And then this I actually think is better than ours. Higher amount and a lower cooldown, so we use that. The Shatter Afflictions rune. Let's see though. Shatter Afflictions 88 and 17. Ours is 71 and 18. So yeah, the one we got is better. The one we bought. Now, do I want to get rid of my Mana Surge rune? I think I do. We've not used it once this entire time. Yeah, let's just do that. We use our big shield first always, so it goes on Alt 3. Alt 4 is our second one. Alt 2 is a targetable. Alt 1 and Alt 2 are our mobility skills. Any good ones in here? No. The wilds were okay, I guess. Alright. Starlit Copper Amulet of Mastery. Nightfall. What is Nightfall? That is our Invoke Darkness, right? Yes, it is. But it's only 11%, so we're not going to bother with it. Marksman's Copper Ring of Life. We probably will get that. Look at that. 44 life, 6 life regain, and 11% healing mod. a little bit ago, they really increased the amount of life regain you get on stuff. So it's actually I think it's a decent way to go sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. All right, I am looking for special jewelry. Let's see if we can get a random artifact. Oh my god, stop it. Just do them both. Tenacity is actually a decent ego, too. And then one more, because we've got one more. You don't want to waste all your money doing this, because there are better uses for it later. Actually, you know what? I want that steel ring, because it's a higher tier. I think that matters. I only make like a couple rings each run, so I'm not super familiar with the process. Certainly cost more. Alright, did we get anything? A steel citrine ring. No, that's crap. Copper citrine ring. That's decent for a fighter. It's got blinding speed on it, but we don't attack, so... Wait, blinding speed is global, right? Doesn't say. And this one's got decent resistances, but ours are better. Let's do it one more time just to see, because I have a gambling problem. There we go. We got a decent one. It's basically the same one we got over here. So, let's see. Do I want to give up 24% stun and... For now, yes. Eventually I'll switch those back. It's really close right now. I probably shouldn't have. It's a sideways upgrade. More defenses, but less offense. Okay, so we are going to the maze, and then we'll do the sandworm lair, and then we will go to Old Forest and try. Actually, we've gotten like one escort so far, haven't we? Should probably get some skeletons up. Not sure why it only summoned 2. Why are you only summoning 2? Oh, we can only have... I'm an idiot. We can only have 4. Okay, let's get out of here, because that guy looks scary. He is a Wormic, it looks like. I'm going to switch my Shatter Afflictions rune with my Shielding rune here, because Alt 4 is like so much easier to hit than Alt 5. I usually, for Alt 5, just click on it with my mouse. Alright, we've got our first Rand boss, but one good thing, one bad thing. He's an Oozemancer, so he's very annoying to kill, but he's immobile, so I can just run away. So long as... See, look what he did here. He shot his slime spit. I've said this before, but this is how Oozemancers kill you. They are hitting you twice, but they're both in the same turn. So he did Slime Spit, which does 104 nature damage, but then on this next turn, he's going to use either Acid Beam or... what is the other one? He might not have it. Acid Beam or Slime Beam? Nature Beam? I don't remember. But anyway, Acid Beam does 187. So basically... You're getting hit for 287 instead of just one and then the other. Nope, and he's mobile too. Awesome. He's supposed to sit still. I guess he's not immovable. He's a vermin. Let's go ahead and get a dread out just for something to do. My darn, my big skeleton, my Lord of Skulls is not wanting to play along here. There we go. Turn him into one then. There we go. For some reason, he's not spawning any oozes, which is helping us. Nope. Did I just seriously run out of mana? Oh my god. He must be draining my mana. Let's go ahead and consume soul to get a little bit of mana back so we can kill him before he heals himself. I was trying to maneuver to get his ooze and him in a line to where I could hit him. There we go. Now, oozes or mucuses, whatever those are called, slimes, they are bad chassis, so their body is weak. If that had been something else like an orc or something, I probably would have had to go to a different zone. Who did that? Let's blow him up. Got one more level and then we can get our next talent point. We will unlock something. I haven't decided yet. It's most likely going to be the one with Eternal Night to give me my ice and cold penetrate, or ice and dark penetration and damage, but I haven't decided yet. We need to turn this on. I forgot to turn on Spikes of Decrepitude. It costs a soul. The sustain cost is souls, but it's only 2. And if you're out of souls, then there's something else going wrong. It's not that you... Like, if you're going to run out of 12 souls, you're going to run out of 14 too. So usually because you're trying to use your skeletons as your, like, main fighting tools instead of actually blowing things up yourself. Because some of these Rand bosses will just, like, kill every single one of you guys in one shot, like with a wind blade or something. Like the dude in the back entrance to Vor's armory. I think he usually has wind blade. Alright, we got another Rand boss here. We should be okay. It looks like he's either a Berserker or a Bulwark plus a Rogue, which, I mean, as long as we can stay away from him, we should be okay. Okay, killed my mage in one shot. Awesome. Make our archer into a Lord of Skulls for now, because we didn't get another mage. Alright, we are level 20. Alright, let's go through our stuff here. Master Necromancer. What is this? Aura of Undeath. Your mastery of Necromancy becomes so total that an aura of Undeath radiates around you in a radius 4. Any undead minion standing inside of it is protected, increasing all their resistances by 9%. In addition, when you create new minions, they inherit 19% of your spell power. Spell crit chance, saves, resists, and damage increases, applied to all elements. This is really good if you're using your pets for your damage. Surge of Undeath. Sends out a surge of Undeath energies into your aura. All minions inside gain 25% speed for 2 turns. That 2 turns will go up. All non-ghoul minions are healed, so this is a skeletal heal. If you know Call of the Mausoleum, the time remaining to the next free ghoul is reduced by 1, and that can go up. If you know Corpse Explosion or Putrescent Liquefaction. liquefaction. The duration of those effects are increased by 1, and that can go up. All non-undead foes caught inside the area are dazed for 4 turns. That's a decent... Daze is a lot better than you think. It's just not good for single target because it'll wear off as soon as you hit someone. But if it's an AoE, then yeah, it's really nice. Or like Pacification Hex, where it'll keep going off over and over again. It's really good. Well, I like it a lot. In addition, all your minions created after you learn this spell have a passive health regeneration. I got newfound respect for Daze once I started playing the Radiant tree in the Sun Paladin. Like, it's a really crappy tree, but it's easy to daze people, like, passively, and it's really... It helps you survive, I guess, because it kind of shuts down everyone around you, or at least it has a chance to. Recall minions. Tighten the ethereal leash to some of your minions currently within your aura of Undeath, pulling them to you and swapping place with any eventual foes in the way. Up to 1 minions are effective. That can go up. When recalling a minion, the spell tries to prioritize a spot where there is already a foe to push it away. So that's a good defensive spell, so long as you're not fighting things with AoE or beam spells. By creating Suffer For Me, by creating an arcane link with your minion army, you are able to redirect parts of any damage affecting you to them. Anytime you take damage, 10% of it is instead redirected to a random minion within your aura of Undeath. The 10% can go up. The minion takes 300% damage from that effect. The damage redirected percent depends on your spell power. This... I didn't think it was very good when I first read it, and I've heard in the chat that it's hurting them more than helping them too. So I think it might be okay if you're like pure caster, but I really feel like you'd have to play carefully, like try not to get hit. With me, obviously, I'm getting up too close for that, and I feel like I would just be getting my minions killed faster than they already are. Age of Dusk. Dire Plague. You unleash the glorious vision of the past when the continent was filled with death and plagues. All foes in range 4 catch a dire plague for 5 turns, dealing 23 darkness damage each turn. The dire plague is considered as a disease, but is not prevented by disease immunity. Every turn there is a 3% chance of a piece of soul to be ripped away, increasing your souls by 1. That's not bad. The 3% chance obviously would go up. Crepuscule. You call upon an eerie night to aid you, an eerie night, N-I-G-H-T, like time of day, to aid you for 3 turns. Each turn you automatically fire a beam of darkness towards a random foe, prioritizing the ones further away. That deals 61 darkness damage and has a 25% chance to blind any foes caught inside for 4 turns. That's not bad. I kind of wish it costs 2 souls, so it should be instant for the damage it's doing. Whenever the end of all hope. Whenever one of your dire plague rips a soul, it feels the inescapable coming of the end. When this happens, the darkness damage of the plague is a critical hit, and all dire plagues in radius 1 around it, including itself, have their durations increased by 1 turn. That can go up. The duration increase may happen only once per turn. The Crepuscule is currently active. If Crepuscule is currently active, it fires an additional free beam at the target. In addition, the chance to rip a soul by dire plague increases by 35%. That's nice. These 3 are obviously playing off of each other, which is nice, but the duration needs to be a little longer, which I guess that goes up. So if you put a bunch of points into, or a couple points into these, I can see them working across each other for long enough to be worth the turn it took to cast them. You recall the golden age of necromancy. You recall the age long gone where necromancers had free reign over the world. Increases all saves by 15, confusion and teleport resistances by 19%. That's good. Teleport resistances can really screw you over. It doesn't happen very often, but it can screw you over. At level 5, anytime you cross the 1 life threshold, you become invulnerable for 1 turn. That's really nice. Rime Wraith, I did try this one and I was underwhelmed, but let's go over it anyway. Rime Wraith, now that I've poisoned the well. Rime Wraith. You summon a Rime Wraith inside of you, an intangible creature that haunts both foes and allies for 11 turns. Every turn the Wraith will select a new target and jump to it. The 11 turns, that's awesome. That's what I'm talking about when something that's not necessarily powerful, it has to last a long time. When the Wraith enters a creature, they are covered in hoarfrost for 3 turns. Hor, H-O-A-R, means like white, basically. The only reason I know that is there is a hoary crystal in World of Warcraft, and I used to prostitute it out because it was a hoary crystal. If friendly, increases cold resistance by 12%, converts all damage done to cold, and increases cold damage by 14%. If hostile, reduces cold resistance by 6% and move 22% slower. When selecting a target, the Wraith prefers one that is not affected by Horror Frost, if possible. The issue I see with this is that if you're trying to increase your damage that you're doing to a hostile, like by reducing its cold resistance, like your main cold spell is a huge AoE. This is going to hit maybe 2 targets before your Chill of the Tomb gets to where it's going. Frigid, but if it's doing it along a hallway, yeah, or around the corner, I guess, yeah, it could work. But at that point, I think it would be hitting your minions instead. Frigid Plunge. When switching targets, your Rime Wraith now always prefers the one farther away if possible. Any creature on the path of the Wraith while it travels are affected. If friendly, they are healed for 13, which goes up. If hostile, they take 27 cold damage. Because the Wraith is inside the creature, the damage fully ignores any damage shield. Now that, I don't know. I would almost rather it go straight to the damage shield. I want to be able to take out that damage shield as quick as possible, but I don't know if that actually matters or not. I just know I've had damage shield penetration weapons before, and I can never kill the enemy anyway because it's such low damage going through it. Gelid Host. By crushing one more soul, you reinforce your existing Rime Wraith, duplicating it out of its current host. The new Wraith will exist for 5 turns and cannot be used for another cast of Gelid Host. When it is created, the current host and all foes in radius 4 are blasted for 66 cold damage. The damage will increase with your spell power. Okay, that's decent. It's doubling the effects of your Rime Wraith, so the entire tree basically. Permafrost. Hoarfrost now has additional effects. If friendly, magical and physical saves are increased by 12. At level 5, healing factor is also increased by 15%. If hostile, the saves are reduced, and their talents cool down 15% slower at level 5. That just seems like a lot of nothing. Like you're casting a lot of stuff, hoping something happens, and even in the case where it works perfectly, it's really not that great. Like, you get this whole thing, every single one of these you get to go off perfectly. It will still be less damage than one Chill of the Tomb. Spell Eradication. I remember this is the one that I liked, I think. Boneyard. Or yeah, it is. I know it is. Spawn a Boneyard of radius 5 around you that lasts for 8 turns. Any foes inside gain the Brittle Bones effect, reducing their physical resistance by 6% and making all cooldowns 12% longer. When one of your minions stands in the Boneyard, they gain 15 more physical and spell power. At level 5, when a minion dies inside the Boneyard, it has a 1% chance to resurrect instantly. This effect may only happen once per minion. That's all okay. Nothing particularly great, but it gets better. To the Grave. Teleport all foes in radius 3 to your Boneyard as close to its center as possible. Up to 1 ghouls or skeletons are created around them by the Boneyard without any additional soul costs, but they only last 5 turns. So more ways to get more body blockers out there. Impending Doom, as good as usual. Your target's doom draws near. It is actually a little worse because you get it later. And Impending Doom is really strong early on when you're trying to stop healing. But later on, you don't need to stop healing as much. Your target's doom draws near. Its healing factor is reduced by 80% and will take 92% of its remaining life, or 490, whichever is lower, so 490 basically every time, over 10 turns as Frost Dusk damage. This spell is so powerful that every 3 turns it tears a part of the target's soul, generating 1 soul for you. That's good too. That is a new part as well, the soul part. I don't think it used to do that. Eternal Night. Surround yourself with Frost Dusk, increasing all your darkness and cold damage by 3.4% and ignoring 20% of the darkness and cold resistance of your targets. At the end of each turn, if you are under 1 life, you are healed for 2% of all damage you dealt. Yeah, we're definitely going with this one. I like this one. Go Boneyard, but we want Eternal Night is what we're going for. Damn. They get a pretty decent size increase in physical and spell power with more points into Boneyard. think we will... Never really went over these, I don't think. So let's go over these. Drawn to death. Every time you or one of your minions kill a creature, you create a temporary link to the place of death. For 3 turns afterwards, you can instantly and accurately teleport to it if it is in sight. That's not bad, but we rarely use Ghost Walk. And if you're positioning well, you're rarely going to want to teleport to where your enemy or where your pet died, or where they killed a creature, because it's usually in the middle of the room, or closer to your enemies than they were. Your body starts to radiate shadows, increasing your darkness resistance by 11%, armor by 7, and defense by 7. Anytime you absorb a soul, the shadows pulse outward, dealing 53 frost dusk damage to all foes in range 1 and knocking them back 3 tiles. This can only happen once per turn. That's not bad, but it's... I mean, the range is going to have to be pretty high for it to actually be hitting things, because you shouldn't be close enough to hit things like within 1 or 2. I mean, I guess, yeah, because it's knocking them back, but... So you just never want that to happen, I guess? You never want them to take the damage, and if they do, it's kind of like a safety net. It kind of makes sense, I guess. Utterly destroyed. Whenever a creature is killed by yourself or a minion, you feast on its essence, gaining 11 mana. At level 3, the Thrill of Death invigorates you, granting a movement speed bonus of 50% for 2 turns. The 11 mana and the 2 turns goes up the duration. That's actually, that's not bad. It's not that great either, though. Like, 50% movement speed is nice, but it's not enough to save you, you know? Like, I wouldn't try to run away from something if I was at 1 health with 50% movement speed bonus. They're just going to shoot something at me or charge me or something. Reaping. You draw constant power from the souls you hold within... Oh, yeah, I remember this one. This one is really good. We should have gotten it already. You draw constant power from the souls you hold within your grasp. If you hold at least 2, your mana regeneration is increased. If you hold at least 5, your spell power is increased. And if you hold 8, all your resistances are increased. So you should always be... This should always be on, honestly. At least unless you're doing a heavy pet build. So we will... we do need to get that up. We need to be level 22 for Eternal Night. So we're not going to get that just yet. So let's try to get this one. I want to get the all resistances, that part. But the mana regeneration, spell power, that's also good, obviously. Nope, I almost forgot. Cancel. We are getting willpower. I always forget. The Prodigy at level 25 has screwed me up so many times. What has more teleport shenanigans? Yeah, Temporal Warden. Temporal Warden or Shadow Blade. Unless you count Shadowed, that ambuscade thing. But that's not controllable. Ambuscade, I think that's what it's called, or something. As a Shadow Blade, you teleport a bunch of times, hitting people over and over again. But it is the worst skill ever. It's one of them, because you die. Like, they can still hit you when you're teleporting, and you can't stop. So, like, in what world can you spend 3 to 4 turns just attacking in the middle of a room and not die? Because that's what that does. Basically kills you. I had like a level 50 Shadow Blade or 45. It was close to max level. Where am I? Did you just teleport me? And I went to the Ruin Dungeon and tried it, and I immediately died. So let's put him Lord of Skulls so we can get something big going on here. There we go. Oh, they're doing their thing. Okay. Rengolf's Fang gives you animal telepathy and armor penetration, and you only have to carry it. Armor penetration obviously is no good for us, but animal telepathy is fine. Although, honestly, we pretty much have all telepathy as it is with our spectral sight. Okay. What do we got here? Nothing. Alright, we've got a Reaver right in front of us, so we do want to take a step back. We'll use our shield first, just in case. And then auto-explore. These is a Molitar. They always throw some kind of fireball, so it rarely actually hurts you because they're built more. Actually, you know what? Are they built for magic? I've never looked. I've just looked at the graphic. Yeah, 6 magic. They're not really built for spell power, so it rarely hurts you like a ton. But it is annoying because they can shoot it from far away, and it's got a huge radius. It's basically a is it? I forget what the Archmage's one is called. Fire Flash, I think. Alright. We got one more level down here. Serrata the Steel Ring. Maximum life. Pinning immunity. And critical multiplier, but nah. What do we got here? 24% damage, but only 6 spell power, so we wouldn't be able to land. You need spell power to land your dots and stuff. Actually, do we even have dots? I guess our Dread would through us, so. Or it has debuffs. Don't think there's anything here that we even want. Here we go, let's check this out. Nope. 15% mental crit chance. Would be better if it was spell crit chance. It's a decent belt. 8 armor, and it can give you a 230 damage shield, but we already have enough shields, honestly. But that is... Ours is not that great. Let's just go ahead and take it for the armor, I guess. Then if we need to use the shield, we will. Holy cow, 100 mana. That is quite a bit. How much does this one have? 80 life? We haven't been running. We ran out of mana once. So we should be fine. Here we go. 25% cold penetration. That's pretty good. But again, no life. We'll keep this. Rungolf's Fang. Alright. It's a lot easier to hit resistance cap now because they nerfed it down to 70%. So you don't have to go as hard looking for penetration, especially when you have something like Eternal Night. That should give us something around 40, 43, 44% penetration with cold and darkness. Let's go ahead and torture his soul. Get his soul back. There we go. Heal our mage. Silk Spider Robe is usually pretty good. We'll go ahead and check it out here in a second. Oh god, he's a Doombringer. I just love Doombringers. I don't know how they always hit so damn hard, but they do. I've played a Doombringer. Like, he was good, but I don't understand while I was playing him how he was doing so much damage. There must be some kind of, like, cascading ability with his fire hits or whatever. Alright, let's, I probably should have summoned my skeletons first. Good job, guys. There we go. Undeterred Boots of Rushing. That might be decent. Let's check it out. Holy cow, we got a bunch of stuff for such a small level. Spider Silk Robe of Spider. 15 armor, 30% armor hardiness, 4 will, 5 con, decent resistances, nature, and 11% all. No spell power and no spell crit. No, this one has too much penetration. This one's better defensively, obviously, but we're not going to switch just yet. Holy cow. 35% silence immunity, 26% confusion immunity, and 23% stun immunity. What does ours do again? So we'd be changing 13% silence immunity for about 40 life, so it's probably not worth it. The rush is nice, but you can't. You have to target an enemy now, so it's not as good as it used to be. Used to be able to target just anywhere. Here we go, 120 life on this thing. Yep, we're putting that on. 80 maximum life and negative 40 life as well. What do you mean there's no way out? Take me to the ending. Alright, let's check out. We've got 573 life. And negative 416. So we've got like 1,000 life. That's awesome at level 21. It's not the most I've ever had, but it's a good start. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I want to get Reaping. What? Oh, okay. I must have accidentally right-clicked Torture Souls. Okay, we'll get 1 point in Reaping for now. Next level, we're going to have to start putting points into Eternal Night. So we'll just have to stick with the base increases of Reaping for now. Go ahead and put another point into Rune Skin. We'll get it. We'll keep using it until we really hit the diminishing returns hard. Which, because the values are already so low, it's going to be hard to tell. Put everything into willpower. We need a few more points, or 1 more level worth. But holy cow. Those reading through that skills took forever. We're at 42 freaking minutes. All right, that's where we're gonna end for today. We will be doing. I'll be throwing some more up tomorrow, but also I want to do my awesome thing. I know it's not a roguelike or anything like that, but it's one of my most favorite games. It's what I wasted a lot of my time on as a kid. So, and very few people have done it on YouTube. So I think it'll be pretty cool. So. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Leave a like or comment. Have you guys played the Necromancer yet? Do you actually find a use for the ghouls? Because I don't like them. Like, what is their point? Just to sacrifice them and put dots on things? Like diseases? And then so many people are immune to diseases. Isn't that kind of wasted? I don't know. You let me know. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.